Hello and welcome to another case study. If you have been struggling with perimenopause, that's the 10 years before the menopause, which some people call the hormonal hell, or you're going through menopause and you've been put on HRT, this case study is for you. Or you've gone through hysterectomy and you've been put on HRT and you're gaining weight and not feeling quite right. This case study is also for you. Or you've been put on Saxenda or Ozempic and you're still gaining weight and feeling out of sorts. This case study is for you. I'm Teske, and I use a unique combination of biochemical, psycho-emotional, and neurological treatments combined, and I can get stunning results in 3 months because I don't rely on one single modality. So I've got Candy, and we met at a forum, and we've been working for about 3 months, and amazing things have happened to Candy. So Candy, please share your story. What were you like before you and I started working?
Well, before you and I started working together, I was exhausted. I was struggling with my hormones. Doctors had put me on HRT for a long time due to having a full hysterectomy. And I was just exhausted. I had aches and pains in my joints, gaining weight. And every time I went in to see a doctor, they would just kind of put a Band-Aid over my situation, brush it off, or send me out with another script to try something else, to try and sort out my issues, which is not always the case. By going in and getting another script for something else, you're actually causing another 10 things to happen to you along the way, which is exactly how I felt.
So the interesting thing that stood out when I first met you, I was actually quite surprised, is that you were paying $400 a month for the Saxenda injection and you were still gaining weight.
Yes. It's a pretty costly exercise to go through. In the beginning, I did lose some weight, but towards the end, I was putting the weight back on while still using Saxenda.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really pleased when I came across you.
Yes, which I think was really a miracle because I don't do any advertising, and it was just a comment on some forum that we ended up talking. So you came with a whole lot of hormonal imbalances, and you were taking estrogen and other things, and you stopped taking it as soon as we started working together.
Yes.
And you stopped taking Saxenda as we started taking together. Yes. And you started losing weight. Well, hello.
No. So when I met you, I was still using Saxenda and I was on HRT synthetic therapy.
Mm-hmm.
When you said, come off it, we'll get you onto something more natural, I was like, yes, because my hair was thinning, my eyebrows were falling out, I was gaining weight, I wasn't happy, I was exhausted, and I just didn't know where else to turn. So by finding you and you advising me to come off it all, I was like, first I was a little bit nervous, but once I came off it, I realized it was the best thing I could have done for myself.
Yes. We don't need synthetic estrogen. We have plenty in the environment to deal with.
Yes.
And it doesn't show up on blood tests because they don't test for it. But all the hair colors, the plastics, the pesticides, the beauty products, everything behaves like estrogen. It mimics cell multiplication. So women just get sick, fat, and tired by taking estrogen.
That's exactly what happened to me, Tara. Exactly how you've just described it. That is exactly how I felt.
Yes. So what 3 benefits have you gained now as a result of us working 3 months intensely?
Well, the big thing is that I am losing weight effortlessly. And when I say effortlessly, I mean effortlessly.
Nice.
I'm eating where I'm not starving myself, and I'm eating good quality foods. And the fact that I'm actually no longer on a synthetic or having to inject Saxenda to lose weight, which just wasn't working for me.
And you've lost 8 kilos in 3 months.
That's correct, yes. 8 kilos in 3 months. And like I said, without actually going hungry, which is such a turnaround for me. I'm so used to cutting calories when I'm hungry all the time, always looking for food.
I actually had to ask you to eat more food.
Yes, you did. You did.
And to show you how you were in semi-starvation,
yes.
which is how metabolism slows down and holds on to everything. So well done. You also had aches and pains, and so it was hard for you to exercise because the day after you'd feel inflamed, which kind of just goes with the whole menopause, right?
Correct, yes. So even if I had to go for a walk, the next few days, I know my joints were going to just ache. And, when you ache, you don't really want to be doing anything because you're not encouraged to do anything if you're going to be in pain.
Yes.
Yes.
So how did you find the program? What was like the aha? What was the aspect that made you realize, okay, it's happening now? And the reason it didn't happen before was because...
Well, the reason it didn't happen before was because I felt I was just being pushed around in a circle, given stuff that didn't work for me. So pretty much putting a Band-Aid over a Band-Aid and not dealing with the actual core issue that I was having. Where you have dealt with the core issue, you've taught me how to look after myself. So it's a form of not just telling me to do certain things, it's me to try certain things that worked, and you knew they were going to work for me. By having a look at certain aspects of what I was experiencing and your knowledge, you've assisted me to grow. So not only to feel better, to lose the weight, but you've also given me knowledge that I can carry with the rest for the rest of my life.
Awesome. Yeah, knowledge is important.
Yeah, it's vital. It's vital.
Yes, and filling in the gaps.
Correct.
So many women suffer unnecessarily. They think that menopause has to be hard. It doesn't. We don't have to lose bone mass. We don't have to gain weight. We don't have to be having a hair fallout. There really are solutions. And I've watched the women in my family suffer terribly at the hands of gynecologists and hysterectomies and all sorts of things. So I knew what was coming my way. So I started looking at this much earlier, and it works. It works. So there's a message for everyone. If your wife, if your partner, if your mother, if someone is close to you is suffering hormonal imbalances due to menopause, we don't suffer in isolation. So there are solutions. Not one solution, no one panacea, but individual solutions that work with the body. So now you're very comfortable. You're losing about 0.5 kilo a week, which is exactly what you want to be doing, nothing more.
Yeah.
And you've got more energy.
Yes.
And you're exercising. Yeah, you're doing the right exercise, and this will continue.
Yes.
And so what 3 benefits altogether are you going to take into the future?
The knowledge that you've given me, the correct eating, and exercising, which is vital. And my entire argument with a lot of the doctors that I'd seen is that I don't believe I'm the only woman going through this. So don't look surprised when you asking your doctor the question and he's looking at you surprised, like, oh, really? You experiencing this? I don't believe I'm the only woman going through this. And what you've taught me has helped me 100% to move forward and to feel better, to have more energy, to want to exercise, to feel happy in myself. And it's something I hadn't felt for a long time.
And your hair's growing back thicker too.
Yes, my hair's growing back and so are my eyebrows.
And the thing is that I really did not address every one of those things individually, which ends up taking a whole lot of time and can be very, very expensive if you go after every single symptom. I just look at the root causes.
Correct.
And then the symptoms dissolve all on their own, because most people are micromanaging symptoms and they're seeing 5 different practitioners, getting confused. and getting more symptoms. But the root causes, and it's an art and science to get to the root causes. It's not just looking at disease. It's looking at lifestyle, minerals, enzymes, adaptation, stress. You have a very stressful job. Most women would absolutely freak out.
I know.
You drive a truck, yes?
That's correct. That's
and
correct.
And you go into territories where there's no GPS system and you have to get that truck out of a very thin street, and you do it really, really well.
Thank you.
That's a lot of adrenaline there.
It is. It can be.
Yes.
Yeah, especially driving on our roads some days. People just don't think.
Which is important to have good blood sugar balance so you don't cause accidents.
That's correct. Be aware. Be alert.
What would you say to women who are going through early hysterectomies, and they feel like they have no choice? They have to go on all the various hormones and see endocrinologist and just feel absolutely terrible, thinking it's normal?
No, it's not normal. My advice is to contact Taya as soon as possible. Taya will put you on the right path naturally, where you don't have to go through what I went through or whatever I had experienced going through a full hysterectomy. And like I said, I don't believe I'm the only woman going through this or had felt that way. So if you contact Taya, she'll put you on the right path straight away, and you wouldn't have to go through half the things I went through to get to where I am today.
You know that saying, no pain, no gain? Pain is inevitable, right? Suffering is optional.
Is optional. Yes, I agree.
And so most of the time I end up working with people who are suffering. It's so bad, I'm the last resort. I'd love to change that, because it breaks my heart to see women suffer.
Yes.
Or anyone suffer.
Correct.
So thank you for sharing your story.
No worries. Thank you, Taya. Thank you for
Awesome. Yes.
I am very grateful. Thank you. You've changed my life. Thank you.